Okay, so this is the HUAYEE 12. So this is a machine packed with a ton of features. All right, coming into the engine compartment here, you're going to find a Kubota D722. We got the quick attach that these come with here, the semi-automatic quick attach. Okay, so the reason that I came up here is because the new models came in of these, the HUAYEE mini excavators, the brand new HUAYEE model came in, and we wanted to talk about it and kind of introduce it to people so that you could see, like, hey, this is what we're working with now. So this is the HUAYEE 12, all right? This machine is I don't want to say it's a god among men, because you know, it is what it is. This thing is basically, if you took the kind of the drawing book for a 1-ton mini Chinese mini excavator, and you just said, all right, I want everything in there that makes it awesome, regardless of what it ends up costing, and just make it the best 1 to 1.2 ton machine that you come up with. This is what we got. All right, so this thing is packed with features that really sets it apart from, I don't want to say not just all the other Chinese minis, but like pretty much any machine in this weight class. This thing's packing, you know, dual speed adjustable tracks, variable displacement load sensing pump. It's diesel, pilot controls. I mean, it's if you were very satisfied with a machine under 1.5 tons and you wanted every option you could get, congratulations, here's your baby. So we're gonna talk about this thing in depth, go over all the features to it, and let you know how you can get one, because this is dealer only. So you're not gonna Alibaba this, you're not gonna proxy bid or Ritchie Brothers this. If you want one, you gotta go to a dealer, which I always recommend anyways, because you're putting food on American tables, and I'm down with that. All right, I'm gonna shut up. Let's get to this thing here. So this is a machine packed with a ton of features, and what we're gonna do our kind of typical walk around. We're gonna start at the front, work our way to the back, talk about all the features that this has, and show you, you know, the build quality and all that jazz. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about how to get one and what all that fun is going to potentially cost you. So let's get to that right now. All right, so starting off, we got the quick attach that these come with here, the semi-automatic quick attach. We've got some nice greasable pins, bunch of grease fittings there, and they are all protected. Normal grease fittings. Hydraulic thumb integrated into the boom, right? So none of that bracket crap. And we got the 3-way diverter valves. We get all of our cylinders. Now I like what they do here. They put the hydraulic lines on the inside, not on the outside. So this is just one smooth plane. You don't have to worry about snagging all this stuff. These lines run inside the boom. The aux lines here, they're all protected. Another protected grease fitting up there. Banjo fittings on the top cylinders and the main boom cylinder. Same deal, right? We got not only do you have chafing guard on the lines, you got chafing guard on the boom. You got chafing guard on the swivel knuckle as it runs all the way through into the machine. So this is the inverted boom style that some of these smaller machines come with. I like it. Some people don't like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. We do have swing boom. We got our hydraulic tank on one side, and over on the other side is the diesel tank. Now, with these units, they're really putting some effort into this floor mat. So gone are the cheap kind of crappy floor mats that don't make it down the highway. So this is a nice thick rubber floor mat. And what I like about it is inside of here, there's actually some metal. I hope you can see that. There's some metal that makes it hold its shape when it comes around the kind of this little doghouse here. Right, that's really nice that they do that. I mean, this thing's thick. That's 1/4 inch thick all day long there. All right, so we've got our operator station. This very typical arrangement here with the tracking levers and your main blade, grading blade there. And then down here we got the foot pedal operated thumb and swing boom. All right, so that's pretty typical. Nice cage on this. Somebody actually flipped a HUAYEE 10 on its side or forward somehow the other day. We got a video of it And the cage actually held up. They were not hurt. They walked away from it, which is always good to hear, that even though things went wrong, they sort of went right. As far as the controls and stuff like that, pretty typical pilot arrangement that you would find on most of these machines. So, you know, key, throttle, it's got the push button style throttle here. We got the two, so this one, a lot more switches here. So we've got the light switch, and then you've got the turtle rabbit mode, because this is in fact 2 speeds. All right, we got a temp gauge here for the engine because it's diesel. We got an actual automotive style seat belt, which is really, really nice. And guys, the seat is awesome. This is a premium seat. I think that must go to the back door. This is a premium seat, and what I like about it is actually suspension mounted. So if you look, I don't know if you can see it, up inside there's a spring. So this thing actually has got some cushion to it. If you're light enough, I suppose. I think some of the bigger guys are just gonna max that sucker right out. We got nice storage here for the documentation, any documentation you may have. Now over here on this side, so we got hour meter, you got a voltmeter, and then this switch right here, this is what controls the adjustable track width. So if you have it one way, it's your grader blade. You have it the other way, it's the adjustable track width. Obviously pilot's on and off right here, where you flip that up, flip that down. Battery cutoff switch. Overall, the construction, the body of the machine is, I don't want to say typical because there's really nothing like this, but it's very normal to what you would find out there, with the exception of that premium seat and obviously some other options that we have on this. All right, coming into the engine compartment here, you're going to find a Kubota D722 diesel engine. Pretty typical arrangement, and all these diesels, they're all liquid cooled. Got a little coolant bottle right there. This is these come with a 20 amp little generator on them from the factory, and there's a regulator rectifier hiding somewhere down there. Fuel filter, another fuel filter. Now the big claim to fame here is this pump down here. So if you look carefully, you will see that this is not a normal style hydraulic pump, all right? This is not that log splitter style pump that most of these machines are featuring. This one actually says Taifang on there. I've heard of that manufacturer before. Up on top, there's a little case drain line for the hydraulic pump right there. Now, very briefly, that pump, right? So and I've talked about this on other videos, but I think it's worth driving the point home. The log splitter style pump, or the external gear pump, is a pump that's designed to move fluid through the meshing and unmeshing of gears, okay? And that pump, its fluid output is directly related to engine RPM. So at a single revolution, it's gonna move X amount of fluid times the RPM of the engine. That's how much flow. Now, very important to keep in mind that is regardless if you need it or not. So a good example, which a lot of people complain about, is the grader blades. So you've got the machine revved out, you're grading, and you're tracking back and forth, so you want a lot of flow, but then you go to move the grader blade, and the thing is just, it's like a wild animal, right? It's up, down, it's all over the place, and it's very difficult to feather the grader blade because you have a massive amount of hydraulic flow going into a very small area that you don't need to fill with that much fluid. So these pumps, they get rid of that problem. This pump, its output has sort of nothing to do with the engine RPM. So you can have the engine screaming away. If you only require 1 liter a minute, that's what it's going to give you. As long as it can maintain whatever its compensator pressure is set at, it doesn't care how much fluid it pushes to make that happen. So that's what allows you to really make some smooth, controlled movements when you need to, and also do 4 or 5 different functions at the same time when you have to, all right? It's such a massive improvement. I've never seen another 1-ton-ish machine that has that, and if you know of one, by all means let me know. I haven't seen one, especially not in this size. So that's what that pump means, and we'll get back to the rest of the walk around. Coming down to the chassis, okay, we got adjustable width, right? So how that works is there's tubes here that telescope in and out of one another, and then way down yonder there's a hydraulic cylinder that moves the tracks in and out. Right now we're at our fully extended position. When it's sucked all the way in, the outside of the tracks here are level, or flush, excuse me, plumb with the outside of the body, all right? The drive motors, they are 2-speed, and we popped a cover off here so you could see what that looks like. So these are LKC motors. Apparently LKC motors are very popular in the overseas market. They don't seem to have many problems with them. And we got a whole host of different lines going to them. Now these are planetary style. So on this side we have the planetary assembly. And what's really nice about these too is when you're moving around, if you get to a point where, you know, if you got these handles buried all the way forward and you're hauling ass, but then you come up against something where you need to turn or whatever, the motors kind of downshift on their own and go slower to allow you to make that turn without you know, jumping all over the place. And then once you complete the turn, you speed right back up and everything's fine. So that's really cool. The blade itself, grater blade here, we have the little wings on either side of it. So this pin right here will come out, and then you can fold the wings in, put the pin back in, you're good to go, right? I mean, that's pretty awesome. I want to take a look at the track tensioners too, because I didn't have a chance to see if they were grease or manual. I kind of hope they're grease, but you know, see what happens. Nope, they're manual. Well, I guess it's not going to blow out the grease in there then. Okay. I don't know, I'm 50-50 on that one. Admittedly, I've had significantly more problems with grease tensioners than I have manual ones, so I'm not going to necessarily count that against it. And I got to get me one of these, an impact ratchet. I guess that's Milwaukee for you. So sitting in the operator station here, it's quite comfy. There's a noticeable bump in the floor where the valve assemblies go. I'm not sure. It might have something to do with the fact that the valve bodies need to be bigger or whatever, but the floor comes up a little bit, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just different, I guess. There's a noticeable jump right there in the floor, but I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just a thing. I also really like this metal assembly down here to kind of control these tracking levers. It's really, really nice, and the foot pedals and stuff are very easy to get to. I mean, I'm 5'10"-ish. I've got plenty of headroom here. I mean, this is plenty of headroom. So that's pretty cool. What else we got here? I wonder if it's got a horn. Nope, no horn. Okay. I guess you don't need a horn. All right, let's fire it up and see what, ooh. I gotta put that plate back on, hold on. All right, we're back in business. Also been wondering what this is for. Let's see. Yep, that's exactly what that's for. Nobody steal your engine. The other thing too, I forgot to mention, when you fill it up, right? This is the access to the fuel tank here, underneath there. And then the other side is the hydraulic fluid. So that's, if you were interested in what that looks like, that's what that looks like. Go ahead and fire it up here. Oh, we got the pilot on. There's something fantastic about not smelling stale gas. I just can't get over how awesome it is. So, again, with a very, very slight touch, you're able to we're actually creeping downward. That load sensing pump is unbelievable. Just the tiniest little more fast. It's really a big difference. With this one, there's your swing boom. That is silky smooth. Same thing with the thumb. Yep. Another big difference too, right, with the, let me make sure I don't hit my GoPro stand. Oh, we're good, okay. So, big difference with this variable displacement pump here. So, right, I got my, swivel left, swivel right. Look at how we're able to, if we want to, just crack it nice and easy. Or if I bury it, then we're cruising. Right? I mean, this is where that advantage of that pump comes in. You can just creep or go over throttle. Another big one is when we're talking about the blade down there. So a lot of people say the blades are jumpy, right? I mean, take a look at this. It can be fast. And there's Pearl. And just with the slightest little touch. You know, these things don't need to be jumpy and unruly. As long as you get a quality unit, it's not going to give you any problems. Let's take a look at that speed difference in the tracking. So right now, we're in turtle mode. So this is turtle mode. Well, we're doing our thing. Now let's see what rabbit mode looks like. It's about twice as fast, but look what happens when I go to turn. It kind of slows down, and then it speeds back up when I get to where I'm going. I wonder what that looks like at full throttle. Right along, but look, I can still do movements. That's what's fantastic about it. I can sit there and go around a circle all day long and boom down and buck it out, and it's no big deal. I'm gonna have the camera on a tripod here, and I'm just gonna go basically crazy and do as many movements as I can and see if any of them actually like stall the effectiveness of the machine. Show you how this track thing works here. So again, that's the switch right there. Make it wider, make it narrower. And then if you switch it back, it just goes to the greater blade. But the other thing, the whole two-speed drive motor thing, right? That's what I want to talk to you about. So, let me give that some revs. Okay. So right now we're in low speed, or maybe not. It might actually be high speed. No, we're in low speed. So you can see it. It's doing its thing. Nothing crazy. Watch what happens when I switch it to high speed. Big difference. Right back to low speed. So it's a pretty massive difference, and really the combination of all these features is what sets this unit just so far beyond any of the other ones that are out there. But unfortunately, with that now, we must add reality to that and talk about what it's going to cost you for all those features. So now the reality of the situation here kind of comes into focus. What is this going to cost you? Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff here. Well, the short answer is I don't know exactly, but the longer answer is it's on the high side of 14,000. Maybe 15, depending on kind of once it gets landed wherever you're at, and taxes and whether you finance the thing or any of that stuff. I mean that's what it is. That's the number I got you. Now, some people are gonna say, well, that's nuts. Why would I spend 14, 15,000 on a 1-ton machine? But I think that, I don't wanna say that you're kind of missing the point here, but the way I look at it, this is like a second or third purchase machine. So somebody, if you, the customer, are gonna go out there, you're gonna go to an auction, you're gonna buy a gasoline ship box, and you're gonna use it for a little while, and at first it's gonna seem great, and then you're gonna hate it. Whether it's jumpy, or the thing's falling apart, or you're sick of gasoline, you've changed the oil 500 times because you keep leaving the gas on, or whatever, you're gonna do that, you're gonna get sick of it, you're gonna sell it, and you're gonna go buy a dealer style machine, whether it might be a Ripa or a High Top or a Durette or a Kimron or whatever. You're gonna buy one of those and you're gonna use it for a little while. It's gonna be way better than the other one. And then after a while, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna wish it had 2 speeds. You're gonna wish it had adjustable tracks. You're gonna wish it had a better pump. You're gonna maybe wish it was a diesel, whatever the situation may be. And then you're gonna come to the realization that for what you need to do, this is your answer. I think that's probably how this is going to play out. If you're somebody that doesn't want to deal with any of that drama, you just want to buy something that works right away, here you go. You can finance it through a dealer. Get in touch with me. I'll tell you where the nearest dealer is. I think that's kind of how I'm viewing this, is that this is a machine, this is a premium machine for a customer that wants quality, that wants support, that wants the dealer kind of experience, and you don't care about saving a buck, if that makes sense. So that's my hot take on it. Hate me if you want to, love me if you can. That's what I got to say about it. I'm gonna take this one back to Florida and see what kind of trouble we can get into with it. I told them that I would be nice to it and I promised to not scratch it up if I can borrow it for a little while, and they said go for it. I do have a habit of selling machines that I want to have fun with though. Shy-20 came down the other day, used it on one job, guy bought it. 480 came down, used it on the same job, guy bought it. Leaf blower. All right, let's get to something else.